Alright guys, this is Steven again, and again I just want to say thank you for volunteering to run the computer. Today I want to show you how to basically import songs into Propresenter and some of the basics of running Propresenter. So here we're just going to assume that you already have your announcements and the sermon imported. We've already showed you how to do that in another video. And so now we're also going to go back to that same Dropbox video, or folder, excuse me, and under Sermons and Announcements, you're going to find this file called Cong Song, or Congregational Songs. And so when you open that up, you'll see here in Word that it has an outline of all the songs that we've sung. So here, February 7th, we're going to pretend like this is today. And you see the songs here: And Can It Be, All Creatures of Our God and King, You Are God Alone, I Choose to Believe, and Majesty. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back and import these songs in. Now, before I do that, let me just show you a little bit of a basic outline of Propresenter. So here you have your live screen, so anything that you click on is going to become live here in your live screen. Alright, and in order to make this go away, you just click here, Clear All, and everything goes black. Here you have your library of songs, scripture readings, everything that's text driven. You'll find the whole library of that here. Here you have your playlist of, like, for Sunday morning, Sunday night. I have one for choir rehearsal. We also did one recently for the praying pastors. And over here we have our media bin, and our media bin basically just shows us all of our graphics or videos. All that goes in here. So it's kind of like your library for your graphics or your backgrounds. And any background that you click on, you'll see that it automatically goes live here. And you can clear that again by hitting Clear All. Will clear everything. Or if you just want to clear the background, you can select the Clear the Background. So, alright, so let's bring the songs in. I'm going to go back over here and look one more time at what songs they are. And Can It Be, All Creatures of Our God and King, You Are God Alone. Alright, so let's go here to the search window, and we'll start typing And Can It, and there it is. It shows up, and it's literally just as easy as clicking, dragging, and dropping. Alright, so And Can It Be, All Creatures of Our God and King, You Are God Alone. So go back here, type again, All Creatures. Alright, and this is the one we want for congregational singing. Anything with a CC in front of it are choir songs. So those are not for congregational singing. Those will be for choir specials. And those lyrics will be set to however the song goes. Alright, You Are God Alone, and then I Choose to Believe is the choir song, and Majesty. Alright, so You Are God. I'll give it a second. And also notice real quick, while I'm bringing this in, when I search, you'll see here that title and contents are highlighted. So what that means is searching all the songs and everything in the library, searching not just their title, but also for their contents. Anything that's in the song that says You Are God Alone will show up as well. So like Still, obviously that doesn't have You Are God Alone in the title, but it has it somewhere in the contents. So you can turn those off just by clicking them, and now just I'm searching within the titles. So you can see the difference there. Alright, I Choose to Believe, and there again we do want the choir song here, and I'm just dragging and dropping, and Majesty for Invitation, and here it is. I can click on it one time just to make sure that's the one I want when I look at the words over here, and that is the one I want. So I'm going to drag it and drop. Now I'm going to drop it after the sermon because that's going to be Invitation. If you notice back here, it will say Invitation here, just to give you an indication there. So now you can close that. You can quit Word. We don't need it anymore. So now we've got our songs, and also you should get somewhere in there a text sometime in Sunday mornings or somewhere for the scripture reading. So I want to show you how to go and create the Bible, the scripture. If you look in here, if we just searched for, well, let's just filter here and we'll just say Bible. Take out Majesty, and now we'll see all the scripture references that are already in here. You can always look here and see if we have that already, but you need to know how to create a Bible text and also what version they're going to be reading to make sure that we have the correct version displayed on the screens. So to get to this, we go up here to the application Bibles within Propresenter, and it brings up this window here where we can create the document of the text that we want. So here we're going to actually search and do Psalm 145, 1 through 7. And let's say we're going to be reading the New American Standard Version. All right, I'm going to turn the verse numbers off. We don't really want the verse numbers in all of them. We are left-hand justified, which is a Bible template. This template right here, and there we go. And so now you just come down to this arrow and hit Save as Document. So now we have New American Standard, and we just need to confirm that with whoever's reading again, just to make sure that that's the version they're going to be reading from. You see here we have the English Standard, New American King James, and New King James. All right, and so now you'll see Psalm 145 over here after we selected Saved as Document. It created it over here in our library automatically. And so now we can close this out and drag and drop this into the time when there will be scripture reading, which is right after this third song. So now, the other thing, you see here where it breaks in the middle of a sentence, and I will tell of your greatness. You really don't want that. You want it to flow better from slide to slide. So now let's go back, and whatever is highlighted is what you're going to select, but you want to make sure that Psalm 145 is highlighted, but not trying to change the name of it. And go in here to the editor. Now, we want to pick somewhere that would be good for a break. I typically like to choose the end of a sentence. So let's say that we want to start men right here on this next slide. All right, we've got plenty of room on this slide. So we're going to come back in here and put the cursor right in front of men. So we want to push all of this content to the next slide. So what we're going to do is put the cursor right here, click one time so that we have the indicator line there. And we're going to push Option, Command, Shift, and then hit Enter. And what we do, we'll push all that to the next. So Option, Command, Shift, Enter. And you'll see now that pushed all of that text to this next slide. Now men shall speak of the power of your awesome acts. So when we come back here, you see that it stopped after the period. Now we also have well, no we don't. No, we don't. I thought we had a space below it, but we don't. So that fixed everything. All right, so that's the way we want it. We want to make sure it flows well from slide to slide. And that's a real easy fix for those. Now you also don't have to come to the editor just to edit small things. Anything to move from a slide to slide like we just did, you'd have to do that in the editor. But if you just want to make a quick edit, like if you want to, you see that something's misspelled, you can right click and hit quick edit, and it will bring up this slide, and you can, like for instance, this has a space on the bottom. We don't want that. So you can backspace and take that space out, and then click on the X, and there it is, we're finished. So that's a way you can just make a quick edit. You just right click and quick edit, and there you go. And no spaces on that one. So now we're good to go. So whenever we get through, obviously we'll, we've got announcements, we've got And Can It Be, All Creatures are Our God and King, You Are God Alone, Psalms 145, 1 through 7, the choir song, there is our sermon, PowerPoint, and the invitation. All right. So one last thing that I wanted to show you is running. If you're looking at these, you see how this is grayed out and this one's not. And this means that this slide is disabled. So if you're just running through the slides, that means that this slide is disabled. You can right click and enable it, and you'll see now that it's no longer grayed out. Right click, disable, because we're going to start with verse 1 and not with the chorus in this particular song. So that's an easy way to finish that out. All right, I'll show you how to the basics of running it in the next video. Thanks.